All right, let's get in here and do a little bit of racing. Let's have a look at. I'll come back to Monza, but let's do a couple of laps at Fuji to start out. We're taking a Porsche. All right, the screen's loading up. While it's loading up, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Liquid Clay, and we are back for another live stream of LeMans Ultimate. This time, we are going to do a few laps in the Porsche 911 RSR. I think I've made the difficult decision to switch to the Porsche. I do not want to jump on board and use the Ferrari like everyone else. I really wanted to keep using the Corvette, but I don't know, it's arguably the slowest cars out of the 4 GTE cars. I've done a few laps at Monza using the Porsche, the Corvette, and the Ferrari, and I was turning in laps in the 147s, like low 148s. High 147s with the Ferrari. I've been turning in 148s with the Porsche, and I'm struggling to maintain 149s with the Corvette. So I'm using the Quest 3 today, and wanted to check out, see if I would notice any difference between using the Quest 3 and using the Quest Pro. I don't know. I think my opinion is probably still the same as it was when I first got the Quest 3. I think that because the Quest Pro looks slightly grainier, that it seems slightly sharper to me. And maybe the colors might be slightly more vibrant, but I think the smoothness of the Quest 3 makes the aliasing a little less profound. Now, when I first tried out the VR on the Monza Ultimate, it did not look good. It was aliasing all over the place, and they dramatically improved it. I would probably say they reduced the aliasing probably by 70, 80%. And there is still slight aliasing. There's some, small noticeable aliasing. I thought it was a VR thing, but I was checking out the game earlier in flat screen, and the same aliasing that I noticed in VR, I noticed flat screen. So the aliasing that I see is not a VR thing. It is just in the game. That being said, especially given how much better they've made the VR look, I think the VR is ready to go. And but it's not online yet. If you try to use online, the VR online, the game will crash on you because I think they simply locked it out. I think this could be the week that they might release it because I'm hearing that a big update is coming this week. And for those of you that's been following me, the VR does look good and it runs good. I think it's ready to go. I think in its current state, I think it's good enough to release it online. And I'm hoping that the developers are thinking the same thing and they'll release it this week. Because I will definitely be able to perform much better when I can race in VR. Let's see here. We got to take that to the left a little bit more. I would prefer it to be a little bit lower, but I guess I can, because I don't want my head sticking out of the roof. It hit that crossbar right there. I'll try to get it just a little bit lower. Yeah, I think I can deal with that. That bar might be in my way, but we'll see how this goes after a couple of laps. But yeah, there's supposed to be a big update this week, and I'm hoping that's the update where they where they go ahead and integrate the VR with basically. I hope the VR goes online, and I'm hoping that's also the week that they'll put the HUD and all that stuff inside the car, because I don't have any HUDs or anything like that inside the car. Let's see here. All right. Let's go. Let's do a lap or two. One thing that I've noticed about online is when the race first starts, the cars don't have shadows under them. After about 1 or 2 laps, then I start seeing shadows underneath the car. And I think that might be something that the devs, I don't know if it's something that the devs need to touch up or if it's something that they did intentionally so when races start, they start smoothly. I think they also got to make sure the AI is together too before they let VR go online. It is so much easier to drive these cars in VR.
Lap 157.55.
Also in VR, I know exactly when to let up off the gas and when to hit it. Especially now that I got my base shakers. Took a little bit of work, but we got the smooth overtake done.
Time 1:43.13. That time was a 1:39.71.
Oh, come on now.
Time 1:40.31.
He suddenly hit the brakes. Oh my God. Ooh.
Time 141.53. That time was a 139.44.
Oh. That was actually pretty fun. I don't know if that was strictly a GTE race or not, because I didn't see any hypercars in there. But yeah, let's move on to another track. Oh, there's a hypercar. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Ran nice and smooth. That was fun. So now I want to do a few laps at Monza. I still don't know Sebring that well. I got to put in some practice, but it feels like a really fun track. But because it's flat, I have to really put in some practice in it, because that's a track that you don't. Sometimes I don't see the corners come until I'm right up on it. Porsche. Racing, start race weekend. All right, the game's loading up. Earlier, I probably say at the beginning of the week or last week when I first saw the VR, I thought it would be months before it's up and ready to go. And that could still be the case, but based on what I'm seeing right now, I think other than tweaking the AI so they don't cause a pileup on turn one, I think other than that, I think the VR is ready to go right now. I think they could go ahead and hook it up online and let me jump in there. I'm ready to jump in there and get some races in online. So still loading up at 92%. Let's go. Also, the real-life WEC race was today. The round one was at Quartar. I'm assuming that this is a new. I'm assuming that this track was just added this year.
Green flag, let's go.
Because on this game, LeMans Ultimate, there's 7 tracks, meaning there's 7 rounds. But this year, there's 8 rounds. But congratulations to Porsche Penske. They took first and third. So yep, they definitely got to do something about this this pile up at turn 1 with the AI.
Time 2:06.94.
I should have took the inside. That sounds wonderful.
That time was a 150.34. 148.87. That time was a 149.70.
Oh, not a good lap. I'm actually in danger of falling down to a 150. Probably hear my son in the background playing
That
Halo.
time was a 150.07.
Oh, really? AI? Really AI? Wow. Ooh. Clip that sausage. all over the place this lap. So.
That time was a 153.30.
Ah!
Time 149.62.
Hey man. Said. Hey man, how are you?
Doing pretty
You
good.
really seem to like this new sim.
This is my #1 sim. I absolutely love it. The audio, the physics, the force feedback. It's all wonderful. It's fantastic. All I'm really doing right now is here. Let me park. I might as well park. Ouch. Right now, the VR on this game isn't ready yet for online. I think it looks good enough that they could go ahead and do it. I mean, they drastically improved this game. The aliasing that I see through this headset is not aliasing caused by VR. It's just aliasing within the game because I've seen the same aliasing flat screen. That being said, I feel like this game is kind of like I feel like this game is one-to-one with the PC version. I think the big difference is because the flat screen, I'm running the flat screen in 4K, but in this headset, it I don't know, it almost has like a it's not as sharp as flat screen, but it is sharp. I mean, it. And then the other thing is I don't have HDR inside the headset. So the colors definitely have more pop when you race flat screen. This looks wonderful. I mean, any little shit that I'm finding about the VR is just nitpicking. The VR, as far as I'm concerned, it looks great. It's ready to go. There's supposed to be a big update this week. And I'm hoping that update will be that they will implement the VR into the daily races. Because right now, if I try to go online, the game will crash. You know, if I try to go online in VR, and I think that's because I think the developers locked the VR out. so you can't go online with it. So I'm hoping this week will be the week that they release it. And so I am much faster in VR. I am much more comfortable racing in VR. The sense of depth is there, and when I'm inside the car, along with my base shakers, I can feel the behavior of the car. I can feel and see the behavior of the car much better than I would racing flat screen. So right now, basically, I love the VR so much that I'm kind of opting to race single player, just so when the VR finally goes online, I'll be able to hit the ground running. So this is my number one sim. This is my new number one sim. Where I stand with GT7 and ACC moving forward, it's going to be spotty. I guess it's just going to be here and there because of how much I work and how tired I am and stuff like that all the time. I don't stream like I used to. I only stream, maybe twice or 3 times a week now. And I've tried to go by a schedule. I try to stream once a week on Twitch and twice a week on YouTube. And the way I'm feeling about this game will take over the majority of my streams. And I probably only... I'm just sitting here looking at how wonderful it runs when these cars go by. It sounds wonderful. It's smooth the way when the cars go by. It's running. It runs buttery smooth. So I think the crashes that people are experiencing comes from dashboard, from the menu type stuff. So, and the picture inside this car, it just looks extra sharp. The instruments in the car, the buttons, I can read everything on here, right on down to that map, PAG, AC, Alt. I can read all of it. Then right there, adjust my traction control. It's wonderful. So I absolutely can't get enough of this game. Where's my Quest Pro at? I normally use this Quest Pro. I'm being honest when I tell you that today I'm using the Quest 3. One is I want to, compare. I want to compare the visuals versus the Quest Pro, and I think the Quest Pro is still a little bit sharper, but this has a smoother look to it, and I think the aliasing is a little less profound through the Quest 3. I mean, it's there, but I think it sticks out a little bit more in the Quest Pro. I think the grainier picture of the Quest Pro, because it looks sharper, I think it makes the aliasing stick out more. But and the other reason why I'm using the Quest 3 is, honestly speaking, to compare views that I get between using the Quest 3 and the Quest Pro. And one of my streams, a couple of my streams, my last 2 ACC streams using the Quest 3 and using the Quest Pro, it got more views using the Quest 3. So those kind of analytics tells me that, I know on Steam, a lot of people are using the Quest 3 as a PC headset. So that leads me to believe that, maybe a good chunk of the sim racers that race in VR are using the Quest 3 as a PC headset. So, but yeah, as far as like inside the car, there's no HUD yet. I don't have a HUD yet. I don't have a track map inside the car. I don't have the telemetries or the, I'm looking at the Delta on the steering wheel, so I can get by with that. So, as far as like HUD, telemetries and stuff like that, the only thing I need inside the car is I need a track map for the car, for the tracks I don't know that well. I definitely need the menu screen so I can cycle through and, plan out the pit stops and stuff. So I definitely need that inside the car so I can, tell the pit that I'm coming in, and select what tires I want to use and all that stuff. So all that stuff's not there yet. I mean, in VR, it's there flat screen, but it's not in VR yet. So they got to get all the HUD, the telemetries, I think it's called MDF or something. The MDF, the menu that's in the lower left hand, they need to get that inside the car. And then I think it'll be ready to go. Because visually, I think it's definitely ready to go visually. It just need all the HUD, the telemetries, and all that stuff in the car. P2. Because the hypercars close in a lot faster.
That time was a 9:21.19.
9 minutes. Lost some time letting that back end get unstable. I just smacked him and knocked his wing off. In terms of the visuals, there's two more things that I hope they add to the game when it's finally ready to go. When you pull into the pits, I'd like to see the pit crew animation because I want to see them working on the car. I want to see them changing the tires just like you do in ACC. I want to see them refueling the car. And right now, there's no cosmetic damage, but there's definitely mechanical damage. You can smack a wall and you won't see any scratches or dents or anything on the car, but the car is still affected. You know, the steering wheel it'll still cock to the right or to the left, and you got to come in and make repairs. So I'd like to see, if you hit a wall, the mechanical damage is there, but I'd like to see it reflected on the cosmetic damage as well. So yeah, that's all I got for the visuals. I want to see a pit crew, and I want to see the cosmetic damage caused when you hit a wall or rub up against another car. I want to see the scratches on the paint job. So that's all I got left for the graphics. I think the graphics are pretty good. I think graphically, as far as the flat screen goes, graphically, I think it's about the same as Rensport. Both this game and Rensport, the picture is pretty sharp. The colors are vibrant. You know, as far as Rensport goes, I don't know when they're going to get the VR or You know, I don't know, but you know, I'll be anxious to try it when it gets the VR. Let's hop into another track. Go to the main menu. You guys know how much I love Circuit de la Sarthe. I think I want to do a lap or two of Circuit de la Sarthe, and then I'm probably going to kick back and watch some YouTube. All right, it's loading up. Even though it's backwards, LeMans Ultimate, the official game of the FIA World Endurance Championship. I think I gotta clean my glass.
Rocky Gordon. Thanks for following. Rocky Gordon said,
Okay.
No problem.
Thanks for the follow, Rocky. We're at 88% on the loading. Night races are gorgeous. I'd have to say, as far as the best looking night races, Forza Motorsports is they still have the best looking night races. Never gonna contest that. I'm thinking maybe this game or possibly Automobilista 2 has the second best looking night races that I've seen. GT7, for as beautiful as that game looks, it is missing a lot of stuff. Like this game, for instance, at night, you see the floodlights along the track. On GT7, there is no floodlights. And then on like ACC, other than when you cross the start-finish line, the track is pitch black. The only lights you see are the lights coming from the cars. All right, let's do a lap or two. Let's go. Say that's a pretty damn good looking car. And I said this earlier, something that I've noticed about the VR, and anything that I say about the VR, any little nitpick that I make, don't take it as this is the way that the VR is going to launch. They're still optimizing it. But when a race first starts, I noticed that the cars don't have shadows underneath them. The shadows seem to appear after about 1 or 2 laps. So what I'm thinking is that the developers may possibly be turning off the shadows in order to save resources. So because when a race starts on a sim racing game, it really taxes the PC. Because I could tell you, like with let's try that again. I can tell you with ACC, when the race starts, it can be really janky until the cars start to spread out, and then the game will run smoothly. I think their answer to that in this game is to remove anything that they see is not that important in order to free up resources so the race gets off cleanly. So as I was saying, at race start, I noticed that the cars don't have shadows underneath them. But after a lap or two, I think once everything starts to spread out and run smoothly, then I think the shadows are implemented within the game. So I think that part might be by design. So yeah, you look underneath the cars, there's no shadows. I mean, the cars look great. But yeah, there's no shadows in underneath the car, which makes it almost feels like somebody turned the settings down on me. But again, after things start to spread out and it's not taxing the PC as much, then I think the shadows appear underneath the car. So like I said, I think that I think right now that's a developer move, and I think it's something they're still working on. They're still optimizing it.
Green flag, let's go.
Damn. Woo. Ooh. See, now the cars are starting to get shadows underneath them. The shadows are light, but they do have shadows underneath them. Yeah, see? Now the car's got shadows. Oh my Lord. Ooh. Well, let's go on the spa. Let's go to spa, then we'll wrap it up. Right now, I think how I plan to, once the VR goes online, I think what I'm looking at doing is maybe a sprint race during the week and a endurance race on the weekends. Because I did the 2.4 hours of LeMans last weekend and I absolutely loved it. All right, screen's loading. %58% screen's loading. Well, if I get a straight shot, I want to see if I can hit 218s on Spa. So my personal best goes as follows. On ACC, my personal best is a 217.9. On this game, using the Corvette, my best lap was a 219.1. Using the Ferrari on this game, my best lap was a 217.7. And this is kind of like my first time trying the Porsche on Spa on this game, so we'll see what happens.
Green, green, let's go.
I heard some collisions.
Lap 2:36.26.
Whoa! Already feel a slight flat spot in the tire. Yeah, I burned a flat spot. I feel it.
Lap 2:20.54.
Brian Denham said, "This looks really fun in VR."
It is so amazing.
Brian Denham, thanks for following.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. I definitely got a flat spot because I feel it going through corners.
Lap 2:20.14.
Oh, came in a little too hot.
That time was a 2:18.37.
Oh, not good. With the physics of this game, I'm also starting to find out that in a chicane, you have to change gears right in the middle of a weight transfer. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the Porsche. I think that I'm turning in lap times that's not that far off from the Ferrari. You know, on this track, I said before, I turned into 217.7 with the Ferrari, and I just turned into 218.3 with this Porsche, which is only about a half second off of my lap time of the Ferrari. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with this Porsche.
Said, wow.
Definitely. Wow, Brian. Oh, boy. Well, I tell you, I could play this game all night. I just wish it was online, because I would be doing daily race after daily race after daily race. Daily races are fun, and I enjoy the daily races, but the daily races are not in VR. The VR is not working online yet. I'm hoping this is the week that we get it, because they made a drastic improvement. I mean, the VR looks much, much better than it did the first time I saw it. I mean, the aliasing has been drastically reduced. Visually, I think the game's ready to go. As far as the VR goes, I think it's ready to go online. I think they might have to touch up a couple of things, but other than that, I think they got to get the telemetries and the HUD in here, because the HUD's not in the car with me. So the only information I have to go by is what I'm seeing on the steering wheel. So, but I mean, I could get the crew chief to keep me informed. But since these are just single player races and I'm just having fun with it, you know, I don't really think it's necessary at the moment. But once VR, they get the VR going online, then yeah, maybe I'll go back and put the crew chief back in here. Yeah, that wheel's just, it's razor sharp, you know, this, all the instrumentation. Spare battery, just I love it. So I think I'm going to kick up my feet and watch some YouTube. I'd like to think that, you know, I mean, technically it is Sunday, so I'd like to think that I'll be back online sometime today, and it will most likely be LeMans Ultimate. I mean, this game has just consumed my time at the moment. This is my number one sim. This is my number one sim. Used to be ACC, but there's a new king. I am your king. Yes.
Brian Denham said, "Have a nice evening. I enjoyed the race."
Hey, thank you so much. Hope to see you again. Really, really appreciate it. And thanks again for the follow. Appreciate it. So with that, folks, that's going to do it. And wow, LeMans Ultimate is like the last thing on my mind before I go to bed and the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. I love this game that much. So yeah, I want to say that I'll be back sometime later on the day, just putting around again, doing a few laps.
Toyotamon said, "Are you a Jake Pauler?"
No. I wouldn't have no idea what a Jake Pauler is. I'm still just amazed by watching these cars go by and seeing how smooth it is when they go by, and just I'm not seeing any jank judder. I'm not seeing any ghost trails when they go through that, you know, from the reprojection that you would see on PSVR 2. I'm not seeing any of that. It's fantastic. So all right, folks, I'm rambling. I'm dragging my ass. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. We'll see you soon, everybody. Have a good one.